Hi, welcome back to the CT Avis channel. I'll remind my players that there's a sound delay, and that when I'm doing this, I'm counting down to the time you should not talk.
I wasn't even looking at the screen.
And there's step one.
We are back with Call of Cthulhu. We are doing, what is the name of this? This is the, no, this is not the Dead Border. I thought I changed this. I did change it. What happened? What's this called? The Harvest?
Harvest Moon Masquerade.
I hope I did not spell it. There we go.
Masquerade.
Yes. So we're continuing on with some Call of Cthulhu, part of the season, the Halloween season here. Well, we'll be back at some point with more hunters, but I'm enjoying the little break. I'm restoring my sand points and getting ready to move with that. But in the meantime, here we are with Call of Cthulhu. John, you're our keeper. Why don't you take it away?
Yeah, if anybody's watching, I am John, the keeper of arcane lore. That's the same as a dungeon master or gameskeeper or referee, whatever you want to call it, or just keeper for short. I'm joined by my friends Rick, who is playing Dr. Hampton Lockhart. We have Bob playing Bartholomew or Brick McAllister. We have Chris playing actually I don't know if Brick has actually given his background and what he is, so I'll let that get revealed during gameplay. But we have Sam Slade being played by my friend Chris. He is a private investigator. Let's see here. We have Rid, who is playing Larson Shane, a bootlegger. Tim is playing Anton Kuznetsov, a former pilot, mechanic, handyman, keeper of the giant wrench. And then we have Trombley, who is playing Professor Morgan Granville, occultist, parapsychologist, man of mystery, and experience. Our players have found themselves in the town of Harper's Hollow in Massachusetts. Couple hours drive, 1920s hours worth of drive west of Arkham in Massachusetts, where they received a letter from a Dr. Lydia Crane asking them to investigate some strange goings on in their small town. People who go missing, or people are reported to have gone missing every year at around Halloween, and specifically around the time of the Harvest Moon Masquerade. She has a lot of other concerns, but as the players were about to go to her, there's a building in the game, in Harper's Hollow, that is sort of a community center, library, historical society. It's kind of a place, sort of a jack-of-all-trades sort of building. That is where Dr. Lydia Crane maintains the historical society and library for the small town, just on the western outskirts of the town. The players have also seen the Masquerade, the actual festival the town is being decorated for, mostly decorated. The Masquerade should be starting later that evening. But they were waylaid by the sounds of a sermon going on at the chapel on the north end of the town square, where they overheard a reverend giving a somewhat strange sermon. And that's where we're going to pick up with everybody. Mostly everybody's inside the church. I believe Professor Granville is standing
Yes.
just outside.
That is correct. Morgan elected to not go inside the church.
And as a matter of fact, right on the outside, and you've noticed this on a lot of the doors and windows in town as well, but right there on the door to the church, Granville, you see this. I'm going to share this with the whole group because it's not exactly a secret. There's a new handout there called Flyer, which you can take a look at for yourselves. For people viewing, it says, the village of Harper's Hollow presents the 195th annual Harvest Moon Masquerade. Join your friends and neighbors at the Town Square Pavilion for dancing beneath the harvest moon, cider and pumpkin treats, the traditional mask parade, the blessing of the fields. Date, Saturday, October 30th, 1926. Actually, that should be 1923, so forgive my error. Saturday, October 30th, 1923, which is today in game terms. Time sundown until the harvest moon sets. A night of music, masks, and merriment. All roots return to the soil, and that's attributed to the town committee motto. Sponsored by Reverend Josiah Bell and the Harper's Hollow Masquerade Committee. So, you have heard the sermon. At this point, the congregation is singing some traditional sounding songs led by Reverend Bell, who now walks away from the pulpit and sits down on a chair on the dais.
Anton leans over to Sam and says, I think he is few potatoes short of vodka bottle.
You can say that again. Maybe we ought to just
I think he is few potatoes short of vodka bottle.
I forgot you're Pennsylvanian. Maybe we ought to skedaddle out of here before we get noticed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay, and I'll also remind you, you do have a handout for the town map. But yes, Chris.
Did we get the Reverend's name?
It's printed on the flyer.
No, Dr.
It's
Crane.
Josiah.
No, sorry. Was it?
Yeah, Josiah.
Josiah Bell. But yes, the other name you mentioned was Dr. Lydia Crane, the contact that you are on the way to meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm for one. I'm going to try to slide out of here. I don't see a point confronting small, too many teeth guy.
Samesies.
Okay, where to? What do? Not going to make you guys roll stealth rolls. It's pretty busy. It's not too uncommon for the door to be open and closed anyway.
We're going to go. Let's see. Looking at the Harper's Hollow map, we are going to slide on down the road there to the Crane Historical Society. That's where we're supposed to meet Dr. Crane.
Yeah, it's a not a long walk, but easy enough. And as the background depicts, and as I was trying to describe before, the town looks like it's just barely out of the 19th century. Most of the buildings are not in ill repair, but not in the best shape either. It definitely looks like it's been around for a long time. The roads, however, being new to this town, are almost all completely dirt. If anything, the only one that's even remotely paved is the one you rode in on, or drove in on rather.
It is this. What kind of church was it? Did it say what congregation or denomination?
It does not say. There's actually no name that you can see. There's no sign. You can actually see in front of the door where the curb would be, I guess is, even though there's not really much of a road there. There is where a sign looks like it should be, but there is no sign posted. The building itself is probably in the best shape compared to all the other buildings. It seems like it was probably painted over in the past couple of years with a fresh coating of white, or relatively, fresh coating of white. And it does look a lot like the one that's in the background here. It's a steepled church. Not very large, but again, neither is the town.
Do they have like the telephone poles or anything like that? Power, electrical?
Yes. Yes, they do.
So they're not,
there is power.
They're
running
not
the
like
town.
Amish or.
No.
Mennonite.
No, you don't see any signs of like Quakers or Mennonites or Amish or anything. I mean, if anything, by the way the building looks, it looks like a possibly Presbyterian or even Catholic church, rather.
Are we all agreed
So
to go
once
down?
you all slide, oh sorry,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say once you all slide out of the church, and as we're walking down the street, Morgan, who didn't actually hear any of the sermon, is just going to like conversationally be like, "Oh, were you not inspired by the good word? Is the preacher not terribly good at his sermon? You seem to have left rather abruptly."
He can't make vodka.
What?
I think what Anton is trying to say is the sermon got quite a reaction from the faithful. It wasn't like no sermon I ever heard. He was talking
Very
about
unusual.
returning to the soil and earth and renews, and rot equals growth. Feed the earth with faith. The soil should drink once more tonight. The town will be reborn tomorrow. No more blight. All in all, not a big fan of the sermon myself.
He's not church
Oh,
I grew
oh
up
dear.
with, for
That
sure.
sounds like a rather unpleasant version of the old time religion, as it were.
And I'm thinking of the ye olde religion. Anyway.
Morgan, go ahead and give me an
Sure.
occult check, please.
Yes, that is a skill that is on my list. Okay, here we go. Occult. I have a success.
Yeah, from your research, you are fairly certain that a lot of the things that Sam just told you about what the Reverend went over in the sermon, although there are vague connections to things you've heard of, where there's harvest worship in other religions, there's nothing specifically stands out as any particular either faith or belief system or god or gods that you've heard of.
Okay. Well, Sam, I must say, in my many years of research, I've encountered some religious practices and older faiths that have similar tenets to what it appears the preacher was talking about, but I can't think of anything specifically. No gods or practices specifically that reminds me of. Well, I must say, it is rather troubling to hear that there is someone preaching such unusual things in such a public space. Normally, these believers and cultists tend to be much more secretive and private about this sort of thing.
Yeah, well, maybe they weren't planning on having an outside audience, so hopefully we got out of there without being detected.
And speaking
These
of,
kind of
oh, go ahead.
people noted for getting violent while they're praising dirt.
As you are a combination of standing just outside the church and starting to walk towards the society building, you do sort of feel the stares from people as they're walking around, finishing their decorations. Many of them are working their way already towards that north end, just past the church. If you'll remember, behind the church is the northern edge of the town square and the beginning of what look like the fields, the farms, and that's where most of the decorations are really being focused on. That's where you see piles of hay and a lot more wooden decorations mostly, but definitely for something harvest oriented. But as you walk towards the historical society, yeah, you can definitely feel the townspeople, side glances, looking at you a little bit longer than normal. Nobody has, nodded or waved or smiled or said good day or anything like that. The one or two people that you happen to walk by do seem to give you a wide berth. And within a few minutes, you find yourself at the Crane's Historical Society. And as I said, it is a decent-sized building because it's multi-purpose, used for community projects or community organizations, library use. And you do see on the door, Historical Society, and underneath it, Dr. Lydia Crane.
I will knock and then enter.
Yeah, door's unlocked. It's a public building. Although there is electricity to the town and even to this building, there's not a lot of it. So it is relatively lowly lit, we'll say, just by a couple of lamps that are throughout the building. But you see a frail, bespectacled woman, definitely in her early 40s, but she seems to have sort of a nervous look about her, and she fixes her glasses as she approaches you and says, "Oh, yes, can I help you?"
Hi there, Dr. Crane. I'm Sam Slade. This is Dr. Hampton Lockhart. The large individual there is Bartholomew McAllister. My associate here with the shady look to him is Larson Shane. Our Pennsylvanian friend Anton, and Dr. Morgan Granville. Doctor.
Oh, Doctor. Oh, you must be. You must be the people that the Colonel has sent. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, I am Dr. Crane. Please feel free to call me Lydia. Yes, please come in. Please have a seat. And there's sort of a almost like a long meeting table with a lot of chairs around it. Yes, thank you for coming. Now, I haven't lived here. Most people have lived here their entire lives. I've only been here about 5 years, maybe. And something very troublesome about this place. And first of all, you do notice that the building itself is empty, um, obviously, except for you guys and Dr. Crane. And she says, and I'm sure you saw everybody probably getting ready for the festival, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Could I get anybody anything while you're sitting?
Onion?
No, but it sounds like you could use a glass of water.
Well, honestly, I was doing okay until I realized that you were here. Not that I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of what we might find out. You see, and as she's talking, she does go and reach, and there is a pitcher of water over by a desk that you can tell she uses. There's piles of books, papers all over the place. There's a small table next to it with a microscope. That spot there and that desk is probably the most well-lit part of this building that you can see. And next to that small table, there's like a shelf. There's lots of shelves around, but there's a shelf with a lot of items. There's like tools, small farming tools, like something that looks like a hand trowel, but everything looks very old. And each one of them has a small, like an index card or a card plaqued in front of it with just a description and a year for each item. And everything is from the 18th and 19th centuries. Nothing seems to, in particular, stand out on the surface because there's so much on that shelf that it all kind of blends in together.
Can I walk over,
yeah.
get a glass of water for her, and just kind of casually just kind of take a closer look at some of that stuff there?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Oof.
Extreme success. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you notice two things that seem to stand out, especially with this extreme success. You notice two things. One, as you are looking at the shelves, there is one thing that seems out of place. There's a lot of there's a couple models too, and by models I mean they're crudely made from wood, but to represent carts and like I said, various farming implements. But the one thing that does seem to stand out is this object here. I'll go ahead and share this with everybody. And the other thing that seems to stand out is right next to her pitcher of water is what appears to be her journal. It is open to a page, but I suppose it depends on what you are doing at this point. Are you... Well, you get the glass of water for her, but you've got this nagging feeling about this journal page. She takes the glass of water from you. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. In between sips, you know, you can tell she's just stammering out her words and just having a hard time. Yeah.
I'm gonna cover for Ham and like engage her so that Ham can look at the journal entry if he wants to.
Does anybody else care for a glass of water?
Oh yeah. Why don't you get one for all of us, Doctor? That's very kind of you. Now, Lydia, tell me more about what the situation that's going on here. Like, you know, trying to be like very, talk to me, look at me, kind of. Almost trying to soothe her, get her focused, but also pretty much trying to give Hampton room to read.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a fast talk check?
think I'd be good at that. However, well,
Or if you have another skill that you can argue for that's better than that, but this is pretty good. And I'm going to
What we
roll
do.
against you. So this is normally when you do fast talk or any kind of persuasive type roll, it is a contested roll. So I roll for the person you're trying to fast talk to see how they do. But yeah, no, you have her fully engaged. What kinds of things are you saying?
Baby blues. Sorry, what?
What kinds of things are you saying to her?
I'm sure that you're quite upset, but we are here. You can see that we all are quite capable men. So just relax and take it from the top, and feel free to express whatever it is that's bothering you. I got a notebook and a pen on the desk, and I put my hat next to it. I'm trying not to make a big deal of writing things down, but yeah, I'm definitely doing my PI thing.
Yeah, no, thank you. I do feel significantly better with you gentlemen here. This is going to sound weird, but I've been having dreams, but I can't. It's like I'm standing in a pumpkin patch, I think. And in these dreams, all I hear is a quiet whisper, and it's something saying to join the harvest. I don't know what that could possibly mean. It's unnerving, to say the least, and I do feel as if there is something dark that happens every year, but I cannot prove it, and I'm hoping you gentlemen can help me prove it. What that will do, I don't know. I'm just one person here, but it seems like it's affecting the entire town. I've even heard whisperings that the children have had similar dreams. Children and the young people of the town all seem to share some sort of common dream like this, and it's been happening more frequently as we get closer to every Hallows Eve. And I need to sit.
Yeah, please,
And
please.
she does.
So-
Is
She does
there
mention-
actual harvesting that you're being invited to?
Well, I mean, it's a farming community, right?
Yeah.
We specialize in corn and pumpkin, and there are fields and fields of it. I'm sure you probably saw where they were starting to set up the party. That's the start of all the farm fields. We call them the acres. But yeah,
Have you been
And-
to one of these? Well, I don't know what you would call it. Celebrations before, like here on the flyer.
I have, and even last year, I tried to take it upon myself to nose about a bit. But I'll be honest that I'm not a religious woman. But that Reverend Bell strikes me as unusual, and I don't like the way he smiles. And you can see her kind of looking around too. And there's a couple of windows in the place, but you can see her like looking around everybody to try to look through the windows, just nervously looking around.
So the crops, they've been good. There's no blight.
So it's weird, right? Because the farmers toil at them all season long, but with the pumpkins, there's not a whole lot to do. Even with the corn, there's not a whole lot to do until the end of the seasons when they need to sort of cut everything down and start fresh again at the beginning of the next season. But things do seem to blight. That's a great word. Yeah, there's like a blight that seems to affect everything starting in about September and into October, at least every year for the past couple years that I've been here. And you'll see the pumpkins start to die, and you'll see the corn start to wither. Now, it's not everything, but I would say almost half. And it is unusual. I don't know if there's something wrong with the soil, but I will say, as soon as the festival is done, the pumpkins in particular seem to be healthy and grow again. Rick, this is while they're talking. I'll go ahead and share it with everybody, but just that way you don't have to read it to everybody. That was the wrong thing. If you would like, I can read it aloud, or someone else can.
I can share the actual flyers and stuff on the screens.
Oh, right. Okay. That's good. But the thing that unnerves me the most, I think, is the fact that the children seem to have these same dreams.
Who goes missing?
Well, children, the young ones. But it's not always the littlest of us. It's sometimes it's the teenagers. I've seen younger folk in their 20s go missing. I mean, I haven't seen them go missing directly, but they've not shown up again. And the town seems unfazed by it, which, keeps adjusting her glasses, keeps taking sips of her water, which bothers me.
How did you hear about us? Why did you call us instead of calling, I don't know, the state police or something?
Well, so I've talked to the sheriff in town. That'd be Amos. He seems concerned. I don't think he knows what to do, honestly. And we're just a small town. I don't even know how I would get a hold of the state police. I don't even know. There must have been state police at the time.
Where are we?
But I wouldn't even know. Western Massachusetts.
Oh.
But I've known the colonel for a little while from our research together. We've crossed paths every now and then. With what I fear this might be some sort of. Again, she looks around. She even looks over her shoulder a little bit. This feels too ritualistic, and I don't know what the police can do about that. I was hoping the colonel could help.
And none of the other local communities seem to suffer from this blight that you have described as purely localized here?
Well, and you did kind of notice this too. The town is sort of settled almost in like a bowl. There's the mountains kind of range along one edge to the north, and there's a lot of hills to the south. So the town is kind of in a bowl, and one thing you did notice as you're driving into town is there's not a whole lot on the outskirts. So wherever the next community might be is not exactly nearby. And she even says, no, I've not heard anything from any other town near here.
Hey, Dr. Granville, Morgan. Considering Dr.
Yes,
Crane
Sam.
here has been here only 5 years and she has the dreams, and children seem to have the dreams, including all the way up to young people. Perhaps the dreams only affect people who have been here the shortest amount of time?
That is an interesting hypothesis. It could be.
And we may not want to sleep tonight.
Go ahead and give me another occult check, Morgan.
I will gladly do that.
I'll take the first
No.
roll. Looks like you rolled
Oh,
twice somehow.
I must have accidentally double-clicked. Then yes. I saw the second one, which was a fail.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
if you'll
it's
take the first one, I'll take it too.
Yeah. You've, from again your research, you're familiar with pagan rituals that seem acutely similar in that children may or may not be picked for not necessarily nefarious purposes, but for various rituals because of either their innocence or because they are virgins.
Okay. So yeah, Morgan will relate that. Yes, children are oftentimes part of rituals of this sort. Not necessarily in every case for nefarious reasons, but because of the supposed innocence of youth. In some cases, the virginity of the individual is also part of it. I don't know if that is applicable here.
Jesus, I hope it's applicable here.
Dr. Crane, being right there in front of you. I guess that would make sense. I've been married to my studies ever since college, so and for as long as I can remember, honestly, I've had my nose in books. I've had no interest in dating. That maybe that's a possibility.
Oh, if I was a bard right now.
I was literally just thinking to myself, I was like, who are the young single dudes of this party?
Single dudes, probably all of you guys. Young.
Well, yeah, young
Miss
Morgan
Brick.
is definitely not. I was gonna say, and Brick's a strapping young lad, isn't he?
Yeah, the chair creaked when he sat down.
I think the building creaked when he sat down.
And the earth groaned.
Should have had him talking like Andre the Giant.
Anybody want a
Um,
peanut?
You are the brute squad.
Oh, I was waiting to use that.
So, gentlemen, I don't know what more help I would be here. Oh, please have a look at this strange finding that I've had. She gets up from a chair, and at that point moves towards the microscope. It says, any of you science-minded types like to take a look?
Anton steps back.
I just look at him.
Morgan steps forward. Yes, I'm an academic myself. So I'll peer into the microscope, adjust it. What do I see?
Yeah, go ahead and if you could give me. Looks like you have biology, science biology. Give me a science biology check, please.
I see science physics on my sheet. Do I have biology too? I assume that Morgan is a well-studied individual.
Oh, maybe that was I looking at Hampton?
You
You might have been, yeah.
I do have that.
Yeah, my science skill says physics in the thing. So
That's okay. Well, yeah.
do you still want me to roll it because it's science, or?
In that case, if you have any points in natural world, I think is the other one.
I do have points, a couple of points in natural world. So
Go ahead and give me that check.
okay, I'll have to roll under a 10, so I'd have to do really good in this. Oh, I'm afraid I can't make much of this. Dr. Lockhart, perhaps if you would care to take a gander?
Sure. Don't mind if I do.
And then go ahead and give me a biology check, please.
Success.
Yeah, it was just a matter of Morgan not adjusting the mirror properly and getting the angle of the light to reflect up and under the slide. And you see something, you don't know what it is. It definitely looks like plant-like material. You can see the cellular structure of a plant, but it's moving and almost like it's wriggling. And then just as you're about to pull your eye away from it, you get the sense that it's like trying to reach off of the slide itself.
So peering into it, very peculiar cell structure here, and not quite anything that I've seen before with a plant-based type of structure here. And oh goodness,
So you see there, right? That's a sample from one of the pumpkin vines. It should not be moving.
it's definitely not, I should say.
So I don't know what this has to do with. I was trying to find any evidence of that blight that Mr. Slade mentioned, but it's this is what I found instead. How it's connected to the dreams, how it's connected to the disappearances. I don't know. I know it sounds absurd, but this shouldn't exist. And I keep finding organic compounds unlike anything that I've found cataloged. It doesn't make sense. She takes off her glasses for a moment and kind of wipes them clean. And you can hear her mutter under her breath and just, it's as if the land itself was aware, watching. Puts her glasses back on. Gentlemen, I will be at the festival later. Perhaps I can meet you there. It's not a very big town, as you can see. I'm sure we'll find each other just fine. I do need to, I think, get a better hold of myself. There's only a couple of hours to go until then, so please, if you don't mind, unless you have any other questions for me.
As far as these samples, could you kind of pinpoint us as to where you may have found them?
Yeah, I can actually, and I started my research in the part of the fields closest to the church, and I didn't really find anything of use there. But the closer I got to the Hermit's Woods, that's where I found more and more odd things in the soil or in the plant structures themselves. And you can
Sam,
see.
you got that?
And go ahead, Red. I think I cut you off.
It's by the Hermit's Woods, huh?
Yeah, you can see, and there's lots of stuff, you know, pinned to the walls all over the place. There's old colonial maps. There's of the region. One of them, she kind of walks over to it, and just if you look at the Harper's Hollow map, she points to it, and she points to the section that's marked as the Old Woods on your map.
Anyone
Somewhere.
live out there?
They say that is where the town actually originated, and we're talking about 200 years ago. But they moved the town to its current location, and that is one thing in my studies about the history of this town that I have not found as to why.
Dr. Crane, anything on the native peoples who are here that I don't know if they could be involved? Have you found anything in your historical record?
Honestly, the only thing I've been able to find is that when the first farmers and settlers appeared here, there was no one here at all. Nobody was living or tilling this ground. I honestly don't know why they even picked this spot. From my research, it doesn't seem like the ground was very fertile when they first appeared.
Well, it is near a river.
And that's where a lot of communities do tend to originate. That is true, particularly for trade. But this town isn't really known for its trade, aside from selling corn and pumpkin at the markets to the east.
Any fishing in the river?
No, we're not a fishing community. I know there are a couple of townspeople who do fish for recreation, but it's nothing beyond that.
And are the people this, he gestures broadly, all year long or just around this time of year?
Mostly around just this time of year. I mean, I will say it's a strange town, but aside from the fall, the town just acts like a town. The town people don't seem out of sorts, but as we get closer, it seems like I hear more talk of the dreams and yeah, no, it's just around this time of year.
Larson, are you thinking we ought to explore the woods?
There could be some clues out there. Especially if that's where some of the weird stuff's turning up.
What say the rest of you?
Easy place to start.
I would concur. Shouldn't turn down any leads at this point.
Agreed.
Okay, gentlemen. I would definitely tell you, if you're going to the Hermit's Woods, to be very cautious. I don't know how the townspeople have taken to your visit here, but I imagine they won't take too kindly to you walking across their fields.
Maybe we can find a more covered way of getting in. Away from prying eyes.
Gentlemen, do take care. Be careful. And she starts to show you out the door.
You too, Doctor.
Stay safe.
And as you get to the door, and whoever the last one out is and closes the door behind you, the first of you to exit the building sees a car that is parked out front that wasn't there before. And leaning against it is a gruff-looking policeman chewing on a piece of hay. Howdy, folks. You must be the outsiders that the townspeople have talked to me about. Anything I can do you for?
Oh, wonderful town you have here.
Oh, Harper's Hollow. We're a small town, but they're good people.
Insight. No,
Not terribly sociable, though.
I was going to say, not the most welcoming.
So there is a version of insight. It's called psychology, and there's also psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is more when you are really trying to, figure out what's going on inside someone's head, as opposed to as opposed to the sense you're getting from what they're saying or doing. However, to make the psychology roll, you'll want to describe what it is that you're trying to assess, basically. As best as you can. I guess that's kind of like insight, right? I mean, it's almost the same.
yeah, I mean, for Sam's part, I have a kind of a background in espionage for the Court of Intelligence Police during World War I. I mean, the Great War, because certainly we wouldn't do that again. So I think I have some points in psychology. So I like to think that he's kind of learned to read people a little bit. So he's trying to figure out, okay, well, clearly he's here not out of the goodness of his heart to welcome us. He's here. I'm thinking he's probably trying to frighten us away or scare us away. But is he doing that just to protect the people's privacy, or is he more trying to do something else, like hiding a deeper secret?
Okay.
I don't know if I could get all that off a roll, but here we go. Oh, no, I failed. He said, screw it.
I mean, honestly, you're not sure. You don't necessarily get the impression that he's trying to be intimidating. He's, his hands. You do notice it's not like his hands on his gun or anything that obvious. You kind of think he's just casually leaning and maybe just concerned because a townsperson said something. Who are those strangers or something like that, right? Anybody else can try that role too.
Could we have on the way down here kind of crafted a cover story retroactively?
Sure, of course.
Maybe like we're posing as historical society members or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever you guys want to come
That
up
makes
with.
the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, that gives us the most plausible, normal reason for, well, yes, we were just consulting with our colleague, Dr. Crane. We're putting together a story for the newsletter, type of simple, benign type of thing. Yeah.
All right, who's saying what? And go ahead and look at your skills too. Like I said, there's fast talk. There's a couple of other skills out there that may be able to help you if you think it might apply. There's persuasion or persuade in this case. Those are probably the two biggest ones that you could try using.
I
There's intimidate if you're trying to do that. There's charm also. Yeah, charm is more. Exactly.
Did
what
not
you
mean to
think
do that.
Yeah, it's okay. Exactly what you might think it means, and that's not like you're trying to get into someone's pants necessarily, but you are trying to. You're being more flirty than fast talking someone. But again, not necessarily to do that. You know, it's kind of like what someone who's trying to gain the attention of a waitress. You know, they might try to charm the waitress.
An order, ma'am? Any specials?
Sure, that makes sense. All right, well, I'll tell you who is not good at fast talk, and that's Morgan Granville. So this is on somebody else.
Yeah, same.
I was 50.
I'm just gonna go with straight up, I guess, distraction because, yeah, Anton is also not good at, well, pretty much anything other than fixing things. So he's literally going to. Did the policeman say his name?
He did not, but you know that Dr. Crane said the name Amos.
Okay. Hello, good to meet you, you local constable. My name Anton. I fix things. This what I do. They do their brain talk. I do the fix things. It's nice to meet you.
It's kind of a funny accent you got there, Anton. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Never would have known. I'm Sheriff Pike. I'm the sheriff in this town. Yeah, been here all my life. So when strangers come walking through town, some of the townspeople get nervous.
You know, I like to eat pike, but your river seemed too small.
Oh, there ain't no pike in this river.
No, like I said, too small.
Yeah, Sheriff Pike. I'm Anton here is a mechanic. I'm driver, sort of go-between for our cranial capacity people, as he pointed out. We're here with the Little Falls Historical Society. Primarily, we are here to, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Granville or Dr. Lockhart, to explore the connection of the Mohicans to the tribes of Eastern Massachusetts. Am I saying this right, guys?
Yes, just so.
You're on the right track. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a fast talk while you're talking.
Nice.
It's nice. All right. This is another roll against.
Put a pip on that.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Anytime you use a skill successfully, please do not forget to click on the check. I think it's not a checkbox. I think it's a circle next to your skill. I know last week there was a mechanical skill that you used, Tim. So just make sure whatever skills that you have used and have successfully passed without using luck to make the success. Put a check in that box because that's what we will try and make better when everything is done.
Hey, off the table, how do we feel about splitting the party? Not good, right? Not Call of Cthulhu.
I mean,
Not hugely.
I'm not going to say anything.
in other games, I'm actually strangely for it. However, yeah, I feel like you just said it. Maybe not in Call of Cthulhu.
Kind of
It's
feel like
fine.
team go out to the woods doesn't leave the woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're definitely bound to attract less attention if there's not a group of 6 of us wandering the streets together.
Yeah, I was just
We should
thinking
split
that
into 3 groups.
Shut you.
obviously, maybe I could distract the sheriff by asking him, "Oh, is there a place we could lodge for the evening in case it, looks like it's getting dark, something like that, just to kind of get him to get his attention on me as setting up the things as the sort of supposed, I don't know, gopher of the party."
Well, I'll give you guys a second to figure that out. No? Okay.
Well, anyway,
Little Falls Historical Society. Little Falls.
It's
yes.
not the big falls; it's the little one.
yeah, it's the cheese
Oh, I
capital of
gathered.
the world.
Yeah,
Cheese capital of the world. I thought
Good
that was
cheese.
in one of them European towns.
Maybe of this nation.
have you not been keeping up?
No, can't say I'm up on my cheese news.
Well, there's a lot of destruction because of the Great War. A lot of the traditional cheese sites were. Anyway, so yeah, if it's all the same to you, as long as we're not trespassing anywhere, we just kind of have a look around, sort of.
Oh, I certainly don't mind you taking a look around on my town. But listen, I don't know what Dr. Crane told you, but around here, we do handle our own affairs. Yes, I know she's spooked. I've already spoken with her. She
seemed nervous.
feels like... Oh, you think? He spits out his piece of hay. Yeah, I think she says she thinks the farms are haunted or something. I don't know. Folks say a lot of things, but some folks say my deputy's chickens can predict the weather. But
Really?
Yeah.
How they do that?
well, you can't. They see they're just chickens.
Oh, but why do they say that?
So, turns his attention away from Anton. He even, actually, as he looks away, he even kind of gives you a quick side eye. He just kind of looks at everybody else. Well, listen. You best keep to the town proper. Go ahead and get your fill of cider and pie. Enjoy the festival. Please,
Yes, that's it.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we would we could put it in the historical record, right, guys? Right, doctors.
Yeah. I like to eat.
I mean, I'm not
telling
sure.
me
He
this-
does like to eat. Don't pay
How
no
much-
mind to him.
I'm not sure Anton and Brick and right, but the rest of us do it
You telling me this here big tree for a fella is a doctor? Looking at Brick.
I'm saying I'm not.
I ain't saying you are.
right. Well, he's more of a
That's right.
he's more into animal husbandry.
Oh, well, we might even be able to use some of your professionalism if we've actually had every year around this time we have some livestock go missing. Maybe you can help us figure that out.
Yeah, probably. Chickens can predict the weather, though. You watch them, and if they go to roost, it's be a storm is coming, or it's the way that they preen their feathers. You know if it's going to get cold. My family has a chicken farm.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a fast sock?
No, it's real. It's part of his background.
That's all right.
As you saying that, I'm like, holy
He doesn't
shit,
have
he's
to
good.
believe you.
I like him.
Yeah, right? Like, as soon as he starts talking, I feel like everyone else in the party is like, huh.
Aw.
Yeah, no, that went nowhere. But no, it is part of his background. His parents own a chicken farm.
Well, again, remember, don't forget, failures. I was gonna say failure doesn't
True.
always necessarily mean a failure. It just means you
Gotcha.
didn't get the result you wanted. Huh. Well, ain't that a bit of something? Learn something new
Yeah.
every day, I
If
suppose.
they're restless, storm might be coming.
And as you
Sometimes-
finish talking, he kind of takes his hat, pulls it down a little bit over his eyes. He gives you the same weird eye that he gave Anton, and looks back at, the two older guys that definitely look more professorly, Morgan and Hampton. Well, all right. Go ahead and do your historical whatchamajigger, and like I said, there's going to be a mask parade. There's going to be a pile of masks you could grab if you want at the festival. The people make them and just share them with each other. But there's going to be there's games. There's going to be a pie eating contest. We even have those. You chuck a baseball at some milk bottles. Just do what you can win. Things of that nature. Just go and enjoy yourself. Party's going to be starting just around sundown. Most people like to get started a little bit before then when there's eating involved.
Is there any place for us to stay in town? Should we not leave this evening? If we fill up on maybe is the cider hard cider, fill up on pie.
Oh, I'm sorry, son. There ain't no liquor in this town. How
Damn,
things
I
are
always
going
forget
right now.
prohibition. Check that.
Yeah,
I don't
but
say
we
that.
do.
Oh, right, the time period. I was in case we eat too much pie. That part.
Yeah.
You said that part.
Yeah. Yes. Damn it.
Well, enjoy the festival. But listen, if you do go snooping around after dark, don't expect me to come pulling you out of whatever hole you fall into.
Oh. Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate it, and I'll try to stay out of your hair.
All righty. And he takes a slow walk around the front of his car and gets in. It's a weird start. I can't even think of, I don't know if it's got a crank. Probably not, but whatever. He starts up his car and rolls away. What do? You've got probably, insofar as the time is concerned, there's 1, maybe 2 hours until the sun really starts to set. It is getting low in the sky. The days are shorter. And there's starting to be a chill in the air. You could definitely start to smell, if you didn't notice it before, but that sort of sense of that mixture of smoke from chimneys and a little bit of decay from old leaves sitting on the ground. It's one of my favorite smells, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Were we equipped from SEA? Like maybe with flashlights or?
What is it that you hope to have?
A flashlight or two.
Give me a luck check.
Is that an attribute or is that a skill?
It's going to be sort of a separate thing. That's the thing that's the pool of points you pull from to make your skill rolls better. You should be able to click it. If not, if you can't click it like a roll.
It's at the top of the skills list. It's at the tippity top.
All right.
There you go.
Wah, wah.
Well, you can spend luck to get a success if you need to.
Sans luck, I actually just checked my gear and possessions. Morgan has a hood lantern,
Awesome.
so we would have at least one source of illumination.
Guess I got
Terrible
bag of
this
matches. Box of matches.
So prepared.
So that's up to you, Sam. Chris, Sam. Again, you only missed it by that much. But if you want to, you can.
What's that? An attribute or is that a skill?
You can. 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 Yeah, so you could spend luck down to get it. Your call.
Yeah, okay, I'll spend 6 luck.
I mean, yeah, you're not that far off from it, so.
So yes, you did happen to remember to bring a flashlight.
And extra batteries.
Thanks, I'm sure they're crap,
Eh.
Sarah.
Probably, but it's not like a video game flashlight where they just constantly die.
Oh wow,
Within
it worked for
seconds.
5 whole minutes that time.
Right.
Oh, wait. I already had one.
Oh,
An
okay.
idiot.
Then
Never mind.
minus that luck.
I had that luck.
We can just
that
pretend
game.
like that. Yep, we can pretend like that roll didn't even happen. You guys heading back to the town square proper, or where are you headed?
I don't know. Look at the map. What do you guys think? There's a path that runs up to the woods that requires us walking out in the open.
Yeah,
We
and
head
that's
more
and,
west.
and that's literally an old path. Maybe it was once, a way that horses traveled, but it is relatively overgrown, but not totally so. Just enough that you can, almost like just a path in the woods, really. Rid, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
If we head more west and then north, we get to the tree line a little quicker. That would conceal us quite a lot more.
But then we're walking through the woods more. What I figure is the path would lead to whatever used to be in the woods, because they said the town started in the woods. Because I had the same thought too, but I'm like, man, walking through an actual woods without a path is kind of tricky.
Yeah, it can be brutal.
Just think of the ticks alone.
And then the talks because it takes so long.
I need to roll sanity.
This is what it's like playing with Abraxas.
Touche.
I do have a pretty high survival forest. In part of my character's background, he's likes to spend time in the woods by himself a
Alright.
lot.
All right, we'll follow Jelly Green Giant then.
Hey,
Just
He's
knocks
red.
down.
that's right.
This is how I survived in the woods.
So are you.
All right. So go ahead and describe to me how you're going to get up to the old Hermit's Woods and whereabouts ish.
Well,
I
I
know you
voted
can't
for
put your
Pat.
hand down.
Rid's voting for the forest to the east there, right off the road, right?
Northwest.
West. God damn it.
I think Morgan would probably vote Path. He's not as young as he used to be.
None of us are.
I'd go. Anton would go for the short path. Not the path. The woods.
We'll go to the edge of the woods, skirt along the woods till we find the path that goes into the woods.
Kind of more or less what I'm thinking is once we hit the woods, we don't have to go that far in, but it'll conceal our movement.
All right. I withdraw my vote then, except for Mr. Granville, Dr. Granville.
Well, I suppose I will manage.
I can carry if you'd like.
I hope that does not become necessary, although I do appreciate the offer.
Yeah, actually, Granville is slower. Has a much slower movement speed than everybody else, but it shouldn't impede you too much. As Brick knows, even with survival, going through the forest is going to be a little slow going anyway. So, is that what you're deciding to do? You're going to skirt the edge of the forest?
That
Sure.
seems to be the consensus.
Yep.
Rick, give me a survival forest check, please. Hard success. Nice. So it takes some time. It is probably in your best estimation, had you followed the path, it might have been about a 20-minute walk from the northern edge of the, or the corner of the town square, up to where you wanted to go. But as you are stumbling and trying to skirt the edge of the woods and maybe use it for cover, it takes you about an hour to get to roughly the area where Dr. Crane showed you on the map, which is right where that path kind of bumps into where the wood's edge is. And the woods are dark and foreboding, even though most of the leaves have fallen at this point. But the leaves that remain and the leaves that are on the ground have that, golden orangish hue. And if you didn't feel like the woods were darker than they should be, even by your flashlights, and even though there's still sun out, at least the color brings you a little bit of solace as you make your way up. You find the point at which the path itself breaks into the woods. And you can see that the trees are definitely old. But amidst the trees, there are areas that look like there may have been plots for either homes or some sort of buildings. You do not see any remnants of any buildings, though. There's no pieces of wood that you can obviously see just as you walk around each section of it. Well, one thing does seem to stand out a little bit, and you see what looks like an old stone chapel, or what remains of it. The walls are crumbling. It's built together with what looks like old stone and mortar, misshapen rocks, not bricks. And there's not a whole lot of it left. You can see it is rectangular in shape. Doesn't look like it would hold any more than maybe 20, 30 people. It's not very large at all. And it does have what are the remains of a wooden floor, obviously rotted in pieces in the middle of it. Aside from that, there are some busted up pews, and right where the pulpit and area should be is nothing. It's just all sort of destroyed by time. It doesn't look like anything has destroyed it on purpose. Doesn't look like there's any evidence of fire or anything like that. On the inside of the stone walls are some of the ribs of wood that was used for the interior structure. So the only building that you can see, or any evidence of an old town that might have been here, seem to be focused on just this one building.
So,
Anything you guys would like to do? Sorry, Larson.
I think we found a spot to check. I should take a look around and make sure there's nobody hiding around here,
Okay.
like a spot hidden.
Yeah, go ahead.
Holy shiznit.
Wow, eyes work good.
Even though there are moments where you feel like you're being watched, you've got an unnerving feeling about you. You don't see anybody, and you're pretty darn sure that no one saw you go into the woods, get to this building, or in or about this building.
I think the
Anybody
coast is
else?
clear.
I would like to make a spot hidden, looking for maybe specifically a basement to the church or some other place where people could be taken to.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to look around for, just see if there's any writing or anything to indicate, what the church, like the name of the church or anything, like any, whether it be Christian or, what I mean, any religious artifacts of that.
Yep, that sounds great. Give me a spot hidden as well, and I'll resolve Chris's in just a sec.
Nope.
Okay, and again, you can push a roll. You can spend luck. Either of those options for you?
Push roll. I just gotta find a
Just-
different way to explain it.
Yeah.
Um,
Or if you're looking at something specifically, maybe that would be good enough.
yeah, maybe I'll look specifically if I can figure out like what might be either the pulpit or the altar area, and see if I can sort out what's in that specifically.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another check.
Woo.
Excellent. Chris, as Sam starts to walk around, you feel there are many places where the wood slats bow a little bit too deeply. It makes you uncomfortable. Feels like you're going to bust through. You don't, however. Like I said, the wood is rotting or rotted, but sturdy enough for all of you, including Brick, to walk around on. There are parts of it that you can definitely see through some of the broken boards. And with your flashlight, it looks like there might be a space. You cannot seem to assess how much space. But you also don't see any obvious stairs or doors or any way to get under there. So, who knows? Is it just because the wood boards are raised off the ground a little bit? Not sure. It doesn't look like a full basement, though.
Crawl space.
Most likely. Anton, as you look around the altar area, you find kind of a small pile of broken rock from the exterior wall, just kind of piled up in the corner and against the wall. But just you see something underneath a little bit of it, and you find a piece of paper that is in bad shape, but it's old, not ancient, definitely old, easily torn. It's kind of moldy in some parts of it. And if you look under your handouts, you'll see the piece of paper. What is anybody else doing? Rick? Morgan? Hampton? Larson? I guess Larson, you were looking around for anybody around.
Did anybody? I don't see
Yep.
the new page in your handouts.
Nope, just Anton's can see it right now.
Oh.
I mean, he could share it with anybody if you'd like to.
Yeah. This weird. So, his very descriptive way of saying things.
Yes, Anton. You seem to have found something unusual.
Is weird. Here, see.
Yes. Let me take a look at that. It's well, I must
J
I must concur with your assessment. This is rather
A.
unusual. I'm not sure if these are letters of our alphabet, but it appears to be some type of esoteric symbol of some sort.
Maybe is map for landing airplane.
I have my doubts about that.
And at this point, anybody who's looked at it can give me an occult check.
Let's go. Luck a roll.
All right, let's hit that occult button. We're
Nah, it
just
doesn't
passing
exist.
around.
Doesn't exist. Fake news. Not even real paper.
Not even real paper, he says.
Morgan, you've definitely
Mhm.
recognized this symbol. You are positive that it is tied into some sort of old ritual involving the harvest and involving growing crops. Basically, it's almost like a symbol of good luck,
Okay.
but
Um,
with a sinister bent. When I say good luck, it's from what you can recall. You got a regular success. From what you can recall,
regular success, yeah.
it's more like a good harvest doesn't come without a price. But it might be something people would inscribe or keep on a piece of paper in their pockets, or draw into the dirt in their fields, that sort of thing.
Yes, Morgan relays that information, musing out loud and saying all of those things that the keeper just said.
Anybody else?
Some more weird symbols. I remember the house we went to last time had some weird symbol. I think this one different though. I think the other one looked more like an eye.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
won't
where I
make
had
you-
to fix light?
I can't remember that part. Maybe.
I had to fix power for light.
Oh, that was on the island, wasn't it? When you fixed the generator? Or am I thinking something different?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay. But yes, Larson, you do remember the symbol that was associated, that you guys had associated with the Church of Contemplation.
Mm.
And that was like like an eye symbol. This does not look the same.
It's everywhere, apparently.
At this point, the sun is very low on the horizon, or just above the horizon. Not quite sundown, but very close. Even from this distance, though, you can hear there's a band of some sort with fiddles that is... you can hear them like plucking and practicing some tunes playing a few bars here and there. You do hear some children laughing off into the distance, but it's being carried by the wind to where you are.
That made me
Well.
try an idea roll.
Sure.
It's just intelligence, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, based off of what the piece of paper that Anton found, and based on what Dr. Crane was saying, you kind of feel like at this point, maybe there's more to be found with the people of the town at the festival itself. There's no sign of anybody here. It doesn't even look like there's anybody else that's been here for a while. Yeah.
So I think we've got everything we could find here. Bit of a bust, honestly. Other than the weird symbol.
I didn't find bust, only words or symbols.
Yeah, whose dumb idea was to
Barely
come out
talk,
here
but you
anyway?
know what a bust is.
Yes, bust figure.
Well, we bust our way out of here. Back to the party.
Yes,
Okay.
especially since our presence in town has been noted already, it would be rather suspicious if we didn't show up for the festivities.
Yeah, our car's still there.
Or is it? Will you guys be going back the same way you came in, or using the path?
Well,
Or
if we have a
teleport.
It's a
good
bit
cover,
dark here.
yeah, it's darker. We might lose the path and like maybe just kind of mute our lights a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Along the path, with the sun not being completely down, it's not impossible to make that walk. At least not without, just a tiny bit of difficulty, maybe for Morgan, but otherwise, you guys can make that walk back to town through the path. And it takes probably, like I said, about 20 minutes just to get to the edge of town. And let's see here. And at this point, even though it is just before the sun actually fully sets, there's long tables set out with pies, and there's names of different people who have baked the pies as they've entered them for a pie contest. There is a table full of masks made of gourds, and mostly in the shape of jack-o'-lanterns, but some shapes of animals. There's a big bucket that someone is putting a bunch of apples into, filled with water. And there, sure enough, is a booth where there's small triangles of milk bottles and piles of baseballs in front of them. There is what looks to be almost like a temporary barn that was put up with a scarecrow in front of it, just on the edge of the town square and the fields just beyond. And there are people that are starting to dance in there. There's a fiddle band playing, pretty simple, a couple people with fiddles. A guy basically using a box as a drum, a wooden box. Yeah, the party is basically well underway. Lots of people from the town are starting to come in that aren't already there. There's lots of kids running around. You can see that there's a line of kids starting to form. It looks like getting ready to do a parade.
Are they in costume?
Nobody's wearing costumes per se. Everyone who mostly just masks, and it's mostly children, but there are definitely adults wearing masks as well. Just not quite as many.
Can you describe the mask? As I'm trying to, like, is it just like, you know, a simple masquerade mask, or is it like a full wooden
No,
paper mache?
no, not even. All of the masks seem to be made out of gourds or dried out gourds, and most of them are sort of like carved jack-o'-lantern shapes. So your traditional triangles for eyes, the smile with the teeth for a mouth. There are a couple that have been hand carved. So most of the gourd part of it has been carved down to be in the shapes of vague shapes of animals. Like there's a rabbit, there's a cat, not necessarily animals just associated with Halloween. The vast majority of them, like easily 50%, if not more, are shaped like jack-o'-lanterns, though. You do see Sheriff Pike, Sheriff Amos, leaning against the side of the barn, another piece of hay in his mouth. He hasn't noticed you yet, but he does look like he's looking around. A couple people walk up to him, say hi, shake his hand, walk along. You don't see Dr. Crane just yet. But do.
I'm a little put off because they weren't exactly a nice, welcoming small town, so it's kind of awkward to kind of walk up. And I guess I'm not me. I'm Sam Slade, International Man of Mystery. So yeah, baby. Maybe I'll.
Well,
What was that? I'll walk up to maybe if there's an unmarried woman type there, and kind of flash the baby blues at her and say, "Hey, so we're new in town, and we heard that this festival is really something. Could you show a guy around?"
Yeah, go ahead and give me a charm.
As much in my real life as it is in the game. That didn't work.
Again, you can push. You can.
I'll spend my luck
points.
here. How about that? I'll spend 5. Can I spend 5 luck here?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, there's a young woman who's holding a mask, not wearing it, nearby the area where there's some dancing going on, and she definitely seems. Right? Did I do that right? Yes. She definitely seems like she's blushing. She's maybe it's your smile, maybe it's your ruggedly good looks, maybe it's because you're new in town. But there's something about you, and she says, "Oh, hi there. You asking me to dance?"
Well, I'd be a fool not to. My name's Sam.
Oh, that's funny. That's Samantha. That's my name.
Huh. Now, what are the odds on that?
And she giggles, kind of turns her head away a little bit, blushes a little bit. And while Sam is starting to dance with this girl, what's anybody else doing?
I feel like if that was happening anywhere near the rest of us, Morgan would just sort of, as an aside, whisper to somebody else. Quite good, actually. Both Samuel and Samantha are both very common names, actually. Sorry.
You do see Sheriff Pike start walking around, and he sees you. He sees most of you anyway. Just nods, gives you a smile, tips his hat, keeps walking around saying hi to people. Everybody around you doesn't seem as off-putting as they did for. And I wouldn't necessarily say that they're welcoming. No one is, putting their arms around you and drawing you to the closest table of pies, but nobody seems to give you any dirty glances at this point.
Are the masks just kind of on a table for anybody to grab, or?
Yep. That's exactly what you see a lot of the townspeople doing. You'll see some
Grab
people
one of the-
walking up with a basket of masks, putting them on the table, and then you'll see other people come grab one and tie it
I'll go ahead.
to the backpack.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab one of the jack-o'-lantern ones. But before I put it on, I want to kind of inspect it a little.
Sure. Go ahead and take a look at your skills and see what might work best. Spot hidden if you don't have anything else. And can everybody sees the background, right? Can you hear the music or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear the music.
Okay.
Yep.
Just want to make sure that's working.
It's looking like hidden might be about my best skill for this. Yep.
Go ahead and give me that.
Ooh.
Oh, all the rolls are going really well up until now, but you can, again, push or use points. I would not suggest using points, because that's a big difference.
Distance. So instead of just kind of looking at it close, I kind of want to take a finger, kind of like scratch at the inside of the mask. I'm checking to see if the mask has any weirdly wiggly spots or something.
RFID chips. Yeah, go ahead.
Can't do luck on the stuff. Reroll. Lame.
So you are taking a look at the mask and you kind of pick at it and flipping it back and forth. And maybe because you didn't realize what kind of strength you have, you accidentally just smash it, break it right in half. And much to the horror of the woman who just put it on the table, put it out of her basket and put it on the table, and she's next to you and she's, well, okay then. You don't like my masks. And then walks away.
Sorry about that.
You do see a guy, all of you see a guy next to the milk bottles. And not quite, step right up, not quite that, but he's definitely barking like a carnival barker. To a lesser degree, just saying, try your hand at the bottles, win candy.
Brick, my young friend. I was wondering, how good is your throwing arm?
Decent.
Well, perhaps you might like to try and win some candy.
Sounds to me like you want some candy.
I'm just trying to blend in. Alright, maybe I want some candy.
I never blend in.
Well, yes, I suppose that's probably true.
I'll go get you some candy.
I appreciate that, young man.
Yeah, it's a table, a couple of baseballs, couple of piles. And the guy says, if you knock them all down, win some candy. That's it.
How much is it?
Oh, no charge. It's just for the fun of the festival.
How many tries do I get?
How many tries you need, son? I mean, honestly, it's mostly for the kids, but, that's fine. You go on. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Oh, I'm kid.
Go ahead and give me a throw. I think it is, right?
All of a sudden, it's revealed Brick is literally just 16 years old. He's just gigantic. hell of a growth rate.
Oh, I feel bad for their walls.
Oh yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I mean, again, do you want to push it or do you want to use luck, anything like that, or no?
I'm not using luck on that, no way. But I'll try pushing it. It's just they're smaller than I expected.
Now remember, while with a push, a failure can actually have consequences. So.
Rick's used to handling much bigger balls.
Oh my lord! Yes.
Yeah, that did something bad.
Yeah, you absolutely chuck it, and it just goes haywire, smack into the guy's face.
Oh shit!
Ah! Right in his eye.
Oh dear!
Son, just take some of the candy. And he takes what looks like a wax paper roll, and he just throws it at you.
Well, now I can look at that. If you want me to take a look at your face.
No, you've done enough. Give me a moment. And he goes over to the with a barrel full of water and apples, and you can see him dunking his face in there.
Yeah, put something cold on that, and I'm just gonna take this.
Yep. And you have one roll of Necco wafers.
There you go, Professor.
You see Sam like dancing with a girl, like just staring at you guys. What the fuck?
Yeah, Granville like takes the candy and is like, well, thank you, I suppose. That probably could have gone better.
I mean, I
That's
probably
what-
should have just hit him for it.
And you hear
We're doing a
Sheriff
great
Pike.
job blending in.
You hear Sheriff Pike over your shoulder and go, "I think you did hit him for it."
I mean, not on purpose.
You sure got an arm there, son. Not a good arm, but an arm. Anybody else doing anything? The other guy, he pulls his head out of the bobbing for apples bucket and goes back to the thing. And you do see him with one eye kind of shut, looking at Brick as he's walking by. He doesn't look angry, but he doesn't look happy either.
I gotta give him something, like $1. I feel bad.
$1.
Whole dollar?
That's like a gold piece in D&D.
I know, right?
That's a lot of money.
So
What's he
has
gonna say
a
to
bit of
Brick?
cash on him.
Oh, I don't. It's fine. It's fine. It happens. I guess.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Did you hear him?
I
It's
think
just mutter again, like a game for kids.
I feel like in the background later on, like some little kid also just pegs him with the ball. He's just like, oh, twice in one night. Whoa, what are the odds?
You know, I love the fact that you just even brought that up. That absolutely happens.
Nice. My apologies to your NPC.
God damn it! That's twice.
And it was the other eye too. You do see Dr. Crane walking about at this point, carrying a mask that she obviously grabbed from the table. And you catch her, Anton, you catch her looking around at a distance. She notices you, and she gives you a smile. And keeping a relative distance anyway, not approaching anybody else, but walking around talking to the townspeople. She does still look nervous, and you can see her looking around a lot, like looking for something, just generally looking around, kind of weird, but not too dissimilar from how she was acting in the building.
I'm gonna see if I can go approach her.
Sure.
Not like walk directly to her, but actually be a bit more circumspect.
Yeah, and we're not going to keep to a hard timeline right now. So there's
Yeah.
a lot going on. Chris, while this is all happening, you've been dancing with this girl for a while. She seems to be really taking a liking to you. Brick, I imagine you probably there's a ring toss game too. I'm imagining you probably failed at that as well. Hampton, I'm not sure, but you're probably eyeballing some pies, stuff like that. But yeah, Anton. So you see Dr. Crane and you approach her. Hello. Kuznetsov, was it?
Yes. Anton. You like
Enjoy.
the shindig, I hear they call.
You're Pennsylvania Duchess. Good. It's yeah. You know, if anything, I'm feeling a little more relaxed. I think, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I'm still getting the slight heebie-jeebies, but yeah. You enjoying it?
He's okay. I mean, he's full-time, but he's nice.
I mean, this is what we do to celebrate the harvesting. I guess. Look, have you found anything yet? Have you talked to anybody? Have you done anything?
Yeah, we find some symbols that are not directions for plane landing and are maybe for good harvest, but not always good harvest. Is confusing.
I honestly am not sure what you just said to me.
Do you show her this paper?
Yeah, I show her the strange symbol paper.
She takes a look at it. Where did you find this?
So, and you look, somebody like paying attention to them.
Is it me or is Tim's audio wonky?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was breaking up quite a lot.
It was like a
That's
lag
weird.
delay.
Yeah, try that again, Tim.
Okay.
Sorry, if you don't mind repeating it.
I said, I look around to see if anybody is like right nearby listening in.
No, not where you are now.
Okay.
I mean, other than an occasional kid running by laughing, but no.
Yeah. So we took hike to woods and path that go out. Was it northwest? There's in old woods. There's used to be church, but not quite. And
The old
there's
chapel.
lots of.
Yes.
Sure, you can call it that.
No, that's what I've been calling it, the old chapel. As far as I've been able to find, that's all that remains of the original town. That's where I found a statue, or a figurine of some sort. It was strange, but I didn't know what to make.
Was
of
it a bust?
No, it was a full figurine.
Oh.
And it looked, it's human, or humanoid in shape. But as far as I could tell, maybe a fertility idol or something to do with growing. Really couldn't assess anything beyond that. But this was found there. I don't recognize
Interesting.
this. Yeah, I don't recognize this symbol, but well, you keep that safe. Or I can. Either way, I can enter it into the historical society if you like. I'll make sure.
I will give you later when you so you don't have to worry about it now. You still look a little nervous. I'm not nervous.
Well, now that I've heard you've been to the old chapel, that place does not feel right.
No. Does not feel left either. It feels weird.
Anybody else doing anything at this point? Just. Oh, do we have a hard shut-off point? Is it 10 o'clock?
It is 10 now.
No, I mean, do we?
Oh,
It's probably mostly up to Bob and Reed.
I could probably go a bit longer.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Hampton, Morgan, is there anything you guys are doing while all of this is happening?
let's see here. Yeah, I've just kind of been taking everything in and not really doing anything specifically, just kind of watching what everybody else is doing and seeing if anything pops. So I'm just kind of watching the townfolk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morgan?
I would say Morgan is also watching the town folk, but perhaps with just a little bit more purpose to see if there are any adults grouping together and sort of whispering to each other type of thing. You know what I mean? Like if it looks like they're arranging something or having like a little bit of a meeting, even though they're in a public setting.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a psychology check.
I think I'm gonna spend. You have to be under, or do you just have to meet the number? I'm gonna spend some luck points.
You just have to meet it.
Okay, then I'm gonna spend the 6 luck points to make this a success.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of walk around, act casual, or fly casual. You do hear some snippets of conversation. You don't hear anything that seems out of the ordinary. You hear some conversations about Mrs. Bramble's pie is probably going to win this year because she wins every year. You hear some kids talk about how they can't wait for the parade, but you don't hear or overhear any sort of, we'll call it clandestine conversation at all. Everything seems pretty on the up and up. And if anything, now that some time has passed, if there's one thing you noticed, everyone seems to be much happier. And as you walk by them, they literally do turn and smile and nod or say howdy to you as you're walking around.
Okay, well, I think Morgan would probably comment to Dr. Lockhart. I say, Doctor, have you noticed the townsfolk seem to be much more warm and open than when we first arrived?
Yeah, agreed. It seems that the longer we stay here, the more comfortable I think that they've become with us outsiders, and kind of realize that we're not here to cause a fuss.
Yes.
Perhaps I might look around a little bit more. I'm getting a little hungry there. Those pies look pretty interesting, no doubt.
Oh, and there's lots of pieces available that have been cut up too for anybody to taste. Sorry, I think I cut you off.
Ooh, the pies do look rather tempting, I would say, Doctor. I think I shall join you in this repast.
Well, let's go then.
So the two of you are going to eat some pie?
Yeah.
It's delicious. As a matter of fact, you each have from 2 different pies, and they both just taste like probably some of the best pumpkin pies you've ever had. At this point, if everybody could give me a power check. So we got 1 failure, extreme success, 2 failures. All right, everybody that failed, you feel like the music is just getting louder and louder and louder in your ears. It's almost so loud you can barely hear anybody else talking. You can see everybody talking and laughing and having fun, but you mostly just hear the fiddle music in your ears. It's not painful, and it's not unlikable. You like the way it sounds, but you definitely feel like there's something odd about the music itself. And from the back of the steepled chapel, you see the Reverend come walking out. And as soon as he sees everybody dancing and frolicking, you can see a lot of people start to turn and look and wave, and you can see, and say hi, and hi, Reverend. And he starts approaching the crowd, and he's got this huge smile, almost like not quite like the Joker, but he's got this unusually wide grin with impossibly small teeth, and he just clenched together in this uncomfortable smile. And for a moment the music pauses, and he addresses the entire crowd, and he says, "Children, it is time for the mask parade. Now gather round. I see some of you have started. Let us begin." And sure enough, a lot of the kids line up. You even see some young teens line up. All the ones in the line are wearing masks, and they start walking along the path that you guys had just walked to the party along. There is another townsperson who walks over with a torch, and as he is walking along with the children, you can see him with a couple of people helping him too. You can see them putting metal buckets along the side of the path and leading the children and lighting something, probably pitch, in the middle of the buckets just to light that path. What's everybody doing at this point?
Samantha, what part of the ceremony is this? What's going on?
Oh, right. This is the mask parade. I've signed up. I'm going to be in it. I cannot wait. I'm excited. Thank you for the dances, Mr. Sam. I hope to see you again.
Oh, I hope to see you again too.
She walks away and joins the rest of the kids and sort of teens and maybe the occasional young adult lining up in this mask parade. Anybody else?
Am I still with the doctor?
Yes.
Doc, it looks like they're going towards chapel. You want to go with?
think we don't have a choice. I think we should probably, whatever's going to happen, I think we need to make sure everyone's okay, right?
Sure. He puts out his elbow, like for her to hold. Is make look happy.
I'll do my best. Yeah.
Don't worry, I
And-
have wrench. I can fix it if it go wrong.
I noticed that massive wrench hanging off your belt. Yes, I noticed. Needed to word that differently. And the parade goes underway. You can see the people with fiddles are sort of dancing along the side of the parade route, and then kind of dancing back along the line, and then dancing ahead and dancing in a circle in front of the kids, while the other guy keeps lighting the buckets of pitch. And it takes probably, again, about 20, maybe if not like 30 minutes at this point. It's fully dark, of course, at this point. The moon, I mean, you can definitely see the moon. It's lighting everything up really nicely. Oh God, are they going to the old chapel? They have to be going to the old chapel. Why would they be going to the old chapel?
The rest of us are following along too, right? All the adults are all the adults kind of following along, or?
Yeah, well, at least most of them are. We'll say that. There are a couple of people that are still milling about at the festival, but it's the vast majority of adults that are sort of following in a group, kind of like where you guys are, behind this line of children and young adults.
Yeah, well, I'm totally going. I assume we all are following along. Not just Anton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say we're all following along.
And then as they get to the edge of the woods, they, the guy with the torch walks over, and the other people that are helping him light the buckets and carry the buckets, you can see a lot of them now. You didn't notice it before, but a lot of them now each are carrying either a bundle of sticks or one or two logs. And they kind of throw it together in a pile in one of those bare spots where it looks like there may have been a building there. And he lights a huge bonfire right in the middle, not too far from the old chapel.
In the woods?
In the woods, but in one of those areas where there obviously was a building, so it's not like they're lighting the forest on fire right now.
Bit of a clearing.
Yeah. Let me check something real quick. I didn't mess anything up, did I just now?
I don't see any
No.
difference.
Okay. All right. That's good. I was afraid I messed something up. Okay. At this point, the parade of kids start to form a ring around the bonfire. And all of them are holding hands. You can see the Reverend. He puts on a mask himself as well. And at this point, another person who looks like they may work in or for the church, because they show up wearing like an alb, which is like a robe, a simple robe. And he hands the Reverend a piece of cloth, and the Reverend puts it on, and it's itself like a cloak, a simple cloak. And he pulls the hood up and over, and he ties it with a piece of rope around his waist. 1 sec here. And then he says, "Do you feel it? Children of the harvest. The trembling in the boards, the warmth beneath your hands. That is no quake, no storm. The soil is answering." And you do, all of you, feel something just underneath your feet. It almost feels like if you've ever accidentally stepped on a hose, and you weren't expecting it, it feels like something like that just appears under your foot and then is gone. The ground feels unsteady, but not like it's trembling like an earthquake, but maybe alive. He walks over to the actual old chapel and right to where the altar once stood. And the children follow him there, and now they're in a ring along the inside edge of the chapel. And he spreads his arms wide, and his little beady eyes start shining in the flickering bonfire. The old gods never died. They only slept. And now, beneath the floor, and beneath the furrows and the graves, he wakes. Rejoice, my flock. Cast down your masks and open your hearts to the harvest. The eater rises, and in his hunger, we shall be made whole again. Can you hear it? The heartbeat of the world. And from beneath the very same floorboards that, Chris, you looked into, you hear first the sound of old leaves crunching underfoot. You smell that nice smell mixture of chimney smoke and decaying leaves is replaced with wet moss, decaying plant life, old algae. It just feels and smells wet, musty, and uncomfortable. And you see what look like pumpkin vines starting to come through the floorboards, carefully, not disturbing any of the boards. And it starts to take this shape, an amorphous shape, but a shape. And it looks like vines or bark or roots, and you can feel it in the ground as it feels like it's being pulled from beneath your feet as it rises higher and higher into the air. Amidst the writhing vines, every now and then, you can see what looks like a limb, an arm, a leg there. But just as soon as you see one, it disappears underneath the bundle of vines. The top part of the mass begins to form a huge round shape. And you hear the Reverend say, "Under harvest moonlight, soil and soul entwine. Feed the root that feeds us beneath the sacred vine. Mask thy face, forsake thy name. Return to earth from whence all came." And I'm going to share two things. Just another picture of what you see.
I don't want to interrupt a good monologue, but I also don't want to be like totally flat-footed here in reaction.
What is it that you would like to do?
I think I would have kind of positioned myself near the bonfire so I could maybe grab a brand out. And
Anton was thinking the same thing.
yeah, I'm thinking the time for action is close at hand to save these kids. He said old one, and we know that's a bad thing, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
Well, I think as soon as vines started shooting up out of the floorboards and stuff, it's kind of a, well, that ain't no normal. Ready to not die.
You actually hear from nearby you at the bonfire. You think I don't see what's happening? The folks here, these are my folks. They ain't right. I don't know why they got that glassy look, but something's crawled behind their eyes and taken root. It's Sheriff Amos. And you can see him gripping his revolver and his knuckles are turning white. I should have left this place years ago. I can't just leave a town like Harper's Hollow. Not when the ground itself holds you down. I've seen the roots. Beneath the jail. Beneath every damned house. It's alive down there. And it's hungry. And Dr. Crane starts pulling at Anton's arm even more. That thing beneath the chapel. The eater, as they call it. And then she relaxes her arm on your arm. And you can hear her say, it's part of the natural cycle. And she no longer sounds nervous. It's life, death, decay, and rebirth. The people here, they've just misunderstood its hunger.
Doc Lady? Doc Lady, you don't sound like Doc Lady no more.
Well, I mean, sure, I tried to stop them. I did. But when I touched the roots, I felt it. The pulse of the earth itself. It knows me now. What have I done?
He tries to pick her up off of the ground.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check. Regular success, and yeah, you've literally got her in your arms, and she's not struggling, but she doesn't feel like the shaky, nervous person you just spoke with before. And as this, yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna try and look towards the nearest one of the group.
I was gonna say to Sheriff Amos, like, Doc, we ain't gonna let this thing take these kids. Now's the time to act. You with us? We ain't no historical figures.
Oh, I think I gotta do something. And the floorboards begin to creak. And you can hear not just the reverend chanting, but you can hear all of the children and young adults saying, under harvest moonlight, soil and soul entwine, feed the root that feeds us beneath the sacred vine, mask thy face, forsake thy name, return to earth from whence all came. And they repeat it over and over again. And real quick, Anton, give me a spot hidden check, please.
Oh yeah, I'm really good at that.
And anybody else that's directly near you, that would probably be, let's say, Morgan and Hampton. directly next to you. Both of you can give me a spot hidden check. Am I missing it? Are we frozen? Oh, there we go.
I was scrolling my skills.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Spot hidden's towards the bottom. Woof.
Oops.
And Hampton as well, please.
Yep.
Wow. 97. So bad.
It's awful late for an old timer like you.
Yeah. My eyes, man, they're not what they used to be.
Oh boy, you all sucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again,
Shit.
failure is not necessarily a failure, but Hampton, you do see as as Dr. Crane is being lifted up into Anton's arms, she fishes for something in her pocket, and a slip of paper falls on the ground. The writhing mass of pumpkin vines and limbs that appear and disappear get bigger and taller. And I've shared an image. Or did I? No.
The ritual?
That's just another shot of the ritual, but another one that I just
Okay.
sent. And it's getting taller and starting to fill the space between
no. Don't like that.
all of the children
Do not
and
want.
the Reverend. And they're all saying, under harvest moonlight, soil and soul entwine, feed the brood that feeds us beneath the sacred vine. Mask thy face, forsake thy name. Return to earth from whence all came.
I'm grabbing a firebrand. I'm telling the sheriff, fire a shot, try to break this. And I charge forward.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Ooh. Oh, that's so friggin'
Ah,
Ah.
yeah.
Sleep well tonight, gentlemen. Oh,
Right.
So, thanks to all of you for playing Call of Cthulhu. Once again, we'll have to finish up next week and probably use that. Well, we'll see how that goes. But
see if we're making new
before,
characters.
or at least maybe find a change of pants. I will say real quick, happy Halloween to anybody who happens to be watching this, but definitely happy Halloween to all of my friends. And thanks for playing. And Chris, any last words?
Let's see. I believe we are on for Kingdom of Steam this Sunday on the Odd Lot channel. You can see when the Odd Lot channel goes live by joining the Discord on the link below. You can like and subscribe to our own channel while you're at it. And then I think Monday we're back with Pathfinder. I think we're about to go into the end of this sort of initial chapter here with our pirates as they approach the talking of rituals. There's a rather eldritch ritual going on in that game as well. So we keep it thematic
Nice.
here on the Odd Lot group. But we'll be back here, as John said, next Wednesday with more Call of Cthulhu. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. And
Yeah.
we'll catch you down the road. Goodbye.
Happy Halloween.